Good morning, my friends. This is Eddy Turner again from Faith Community Church doing the 5 Minute Break podcast. We've been on talking about dreams in the last 3 or 4 podcasts, and I want to continue along those lines. And we looked at buildings and some of the metaphors about buildings and what they could represent in dreams. And today I want to focus on another root metaphor called transportation. In general, all modes of transportation take you from one place to another to get you to your destination. This means that in dreams, the activities that you're involved in, your occupation or your ministry, your vocation or your calling, all of these are being used to take you to some place. For instance, if you have a dream and it's about sailboats, then sailboats are different from other boats in that they are powered primarily by the wind. Well, usually that wind in the dream world is the Holy Spirit. Therefore, a sailboat is Holy Spirit powered. Pay attention to who's on it, what color is it, where is it going, how do you feel at the moment. If the sailboat is moving and then the dreamer's in the place where the Spirit is moving, if it's not moving, then the Spirit is currently absent and you're just sitting still on the water. If it's moving in the wrong direction, then the dreamer seems to be going in the wrong direction or is indifferent about what the Holy Spirit's trying to tell him what to do. Airplanes, if it's in the air, then the dreamer is reaching heights in the Spirit. And if it's still on the ground, then your journey hadn't taken off yet, but it will. Automobiles, as a general rule, represent personal ministry or a job or an issue in the dreamer's life. If you're in a convertible, then you got an open heaven over your life. If you're in a bus, they represent teachings, especially if it's a school bus. It can mean churches or larger ministries. Automobiles are smaller, therefore it's about your personal ministry. Buses are a little larger, so they're about churches or larger ministries. 18-wheelers or semis, they refer to helping to move people. Semis are part of moving something. Tow trucks, they usually mean helping broken people. It represents a ministry of helps. Fire trucks, they usually are either talking about the fire of the Spirit, which is good, or destruction, which is bad. Tractors and dreams are usually slow but powerful. They're consistent. If you're on a tractor and you're doing something in a dream, you're going in the right direction, you're doing things. Just don't keep expecting something quickly. It's going to be slow and persistent. The ground will be plowed. It will be accomplished. Bicycles mean an individual ministry. It shows that you're moving on your own power and it's slow and requires perseverance. Motorcycles mean that things are being done fast, but you're still doing it alone. If you ever have a dream, and I've had people that have told me about this, they have a dream where they're in a Fred Flintstone car. And what that normally means is that you're trying to do this in your own effort. Fred Flintstone didn't have a motor. All he had was his feet running. He was trying to do this in human effort. A Mickey Mouse car, that's usually as a joke or it's colorful. You're not taking it serious. An armored car means that you have the protection of God. A taxi cab means that it'll cost you something to get somewhere. Somebody is paying the price for you to be able to do what it is you're doing, which may be your calling, which may be your gifting, which may be whatever it is that God's trying to tell you. A stagecoach means that you're in for a rough ride. A roller coaster means it's exciting, but it's temporary, it's going in circles, and it's not going anywhere. That's not the direction you want to go. A limousine means that you're being taken to the destiny of your call. A train usually means that this is a movement, and it's big, and it's very efficient, and it tends to only go on the tracks that have already been laid out for them. It doesn't vary off of the path that it's on. It usually references large organizations or groups or corporations or social trends. An ocean liner means a large ministry. It's out on the sea, which means sea in the dream world means a sea of people. Sea very seldom means water or things like that. It references a sea of people. A tugboat is a ministry of helps, kind of like a tow truck, only it's among the people. It's out on the water. Sailboats, as I mentioned before, means that you're being moved by the Holy Spirit. Riverboats can hold lots of people, but they're slow, and they're taking you down the river of life, and they're full of distractions and entertainment. Speedboats are fast and exciting, and they move in the power of the Spirit quickly. Submarines go deep. They're not seen by many. What you're doing is not something that's seen by many. They stay below the surface. Subways are hidden movements and activities that others are doing. Helicopters are events that are mobile and quick. You may even have a dream about a chariot, and that can mean a new experience or that you're taken from heaven to earth. Spaceships mean that they're going to the outer limits and they're fast. Surfboards mean that you know how to ride the waves of the Spirit, that you're doing well. You're doing well in whatever it is you're doing right now. Obviously, there are many more, but we're going to stop right here with this podcast. And maybe the next one, we take a look at some of the more prevalent root metaphors, like creatures and animals and body parts, some rooms in a house, and some life seasons. I really hope that you're understanding some of this, and maybe you've had dreams like this about some of them. I'm really hoping that you're going to try to ask God for the revelation of this, because we all dream. We all dream. And it's been going on for centuries.